Hello friends, I'm Khushbu Maheshwal. Welcome to our YouTube channel Maheshwal Steno. Today I am going to give you a dictation at 120 words per minute. So get ready, 5 seconds to go. Madam, the Sports Ministry has recently issued certain guidelines to the national federations. Most of these guidelines are good and positive, and some need review. For various schemes for coaching camps for national meets, the government is giving not rupees 10,000 as before but rupees 50,000. It is good. All the international meets organized by the sports federations are going to be well funded. Formerly, the government was giving rupees 1 lakh. Now they are giving rupees 5 lakhs. These are all very good steps, but what surprised me is the selection of teams. This definitely is the responsibility of the national federations. Yes, the government is giving money for various coaching camps and also the federation. They can definitely put one representative of the government in the selection committee of the national federations. But unfortunately, what the guidelines are doing as far as the selection of the team is concerned is that in the entire selection committee they propose to have only one member of the federation. Only the president of the federation will be on the selection committee. Who are the other members? One will be the representative of the government in the form of sports authority. One will be the representative of the government coming from Arjun Award winners. One will be chosen by the government from the Olympic Association, another member nominated by the Sports Ministry. So, in a committee of 5 or 6, only one member is the national coach again, who has been there from the national federation. How can this position be accepted by the national federations? I think there is a need for dialogue between the federation and the government. The government of India has been kind enough, the Prime Minister is kind enough to increase the budget for sports manifold. I think the government and the national federations have a duty to see how this money is spent. I think it is a very exciting time, but out of 5 or 6 members, only one will be from the national federation. There must be a dialogue. There is need for the government to invite suggestions. They asked for the suggestions of the national federations, but after that, the sports ministry has unilaterally issued guidelines without consulting the national federation. I think this is not in the interest of sports. There is need to review the selection of teams for coaching camps in consultation with them. Madam Deputy Chairman, at the outset, I would like to thank our Finance Minister Shri Tiwari for submitting a budget which is more rural oriented, more growth oriented, and more people oriented than the budget submitted by our Prime Minister last year. These concessions, measures, and programs do not amount to say that the Ministry of Finance have been abreast with the situation and aware of the needs of the nation. As rightly commented by one economist, Mr. Tiwari's maiden budget is a good exercise in public relations but not so good in public finance. The budget document has been prepared in such a way as to prepare that it contains more concessions than tax burdens. Not because the minister had dropped the proposal of imposing taxes due to drought, but because he had indulged in pre-budget exercise. Unfortunately, for the last few years to mobilize the resources, the Ministry of Finance is following this unhealthy practice. Owing to this pre-budget exercise, the income to government has been underestimated. I am not against the mobilization of revenues to the government, which is quite essential to implement our plan target successfully and to introduce new programs for the welfare of the country. The methods adopted by the government are quite unwarranted and irking. It shows that it has no confidence in the parliament. Contrary to our expectations, our finance minister has submitted an astronomically deficit budget. As far as the states are concerned, they have no right to print currency notes. A state which submits a deficit budget ultimately is compelled to overcome the deficit by right means. But in the case of the center, since it has a right to print the notes, the deficit budget only fuels the fire of inflation and hike in prices. Unmindful of price increase and inflation every year, the center follows the practice of submitting deficit budget. The deficit was rupees 6,000 crores in the year 1995-96, rupees 8 crores in 1996-97, rupees 8,000 crores in 1997-98. How are we to overcome this difficulty? Madam, we speak much about financial discipline. We ask the state governments to follow the discipline in financial matters. But as far as the central government is concerned, it does not follow any principle in the discipline of financial matters. So friends, don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for instant notification. Thank you.